Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy and on my channel I talk about all things burnout related. In 2016 I myself had a burnout and now I'm helping my clients to avoid burning out or to recover better, quicker in a more sustainable way. Today I want to talk about workload management. Workload management is absolutely key to avoid stress and your team to be overwhelmed, and if you manage your workload well, the likelihood of them burning out is small. What do you have to consider when thinking about workload management? Firstly, you need to know the capacities and skill sets and availabilities of your team. Don't give an urgent project to somebody who's about to go on holiday, and don't give the Excel guy a fancy presentation to do. So this is very, very important to not overwhelm the employees with time-bound things which are very difficult for them to reach because they will go away soon or something else. Then secondly, I think it's important that you are aware how the work is brought to your team. By whom, through what means, email, chats, phone calls, whatever, and how frequent. Now, sometimes there is a case when the manager gets all the incoming file and distributes the work, but sometimes also there's direct contact to your team. And in some cases this might be okay, but never lose oversight of how the work is brought to your team, just to ensure that there's not too much going on. I had a case in the company where I used to work when I was a financial analyst. My manager gave me the work, but at the same time from corporate I got requests and I was doing them because I thought it's corporate, I have to do them. And then my boss was not happy with me because I didn't finish something she asked me to do, and I said, well, I had this request as well, and she goes, why do you do that? Why is this request even coming? So she didn't know that there was other people giving me work basically, and that needs to be managed well as well. Then what is also important is to make sure that you are aware of dependencies. Now, if you have to ask somebody for data, can they just press a button and provide you with the data, or do they need some time to come up with the data and process the data for you so that it's ready for you to be used? Bear that in mind. I think that's very important. And what I think is very, very important is that you should not fall into a culture where everything is urgent and everything is important, because then your team is only going to be in reactive mode. I have a client and we did this little exercise where we looked at where the work is coming from, and he gets a lot of requests from outside of the company. So he's constantly in reactive mode and therefore struggles to work on a priority project. Bear that in mind. And last but not least, I think you need to have a mechanism to kill projects. Sometimes priorities change and you just need to get rid of stuff, not in order not to have too many things on your plate. Because if you have too many things on your plate, that will not end well in the long run. And you will struggle, you'll be overwhelmed and are more likely to burn out. I have a couple of blogs along these lines. I'll post them below. Go and read them. I hope they're valuable to you. Two more things that I would like to mention about workload management. A lot of people I speak to are overjoyed with having a lot of meetings. Obviously, I'm kidding. Who listening to this does not have too many meetings? Who wants more meetings? No one? Okay. That's a surprise. So how can you deal with having too many meetings? Because some meetings are simply redundant and not valuable and can be cancelled or could be dealt with in an email. What I think might be helpful is to have Friday as a meeting-free day. That doesn't mean that you distribute the amount of meetings that you had over 5 days now over 4. But this might trigger the thought process of what meetings do we really need. What I also think is helpful is to have dedicated time to work on specific projects. So you block out, and that's company-wide, Monday afternoons from 2 to 4 and Wednesday afternoons from 2 to 4 for deep work. In that time, nobody is allowed to contact anybody, nobody's going to send out any invites, and then you have actually time to do focused work because that's a company policy. The second thing I want to mention, and that's the last thing in this clip, emails. Who of you is not overwhelmed with the amount of emails that you get? The funny thing here is that in the past, when we used to receive physical mail, it was delivered to us once, maybe twice a day. And today, everybody sends out an email, writes a couple of sentences, and click, and there you have an email. In the past, you would just go once or twice a day to your letterbox, open the letterbox, and gather the mail that you received. How often do you check your email inbox? 10 times a day? More? It's like as if every time somebody walks past your office, you go and check your letterbox because you might have received the physical mail. So I work in a different way since I looked at what this does to my day. I used to check my emails every time an email would arrive. The first thing I did is I turned off all notifications, so I don't know when emails are actually coming into my inbox. And the second thing is I dedicate specific time, 15-20 minutes in the morning and 15-20 minutes in the afternoon to check my emails. The other time I try to work focused on projects and my priorities rather than see who sent me an email and react to that. What I also do is in the morning when I start working, the first thing I do is not look at my email, but I go to my to-do list and I pick something from there to do before I even look into my inbox. This helps me to get stuff done or more stuff done during the day, and I think this is a little but valuable tip for anybody who's interested in productivity and workload management, not to be overwhelmed and not to be only reactive. I hope this clip is valuable to you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. And well, take care and see you in the next clip. Bye-bye.